everyone, welcome to another brand new episode of Topic
Thunder.
Here from the Top 10 show. Sorry about that. I had the bongos
Sorry.
from the previous show rolling up in there. Excited to be back again, to be doing this show. You know, we love it, Matt, when the patrons send in their topics, their thoughts, their comments, their questions for us to speculate on, and just let you all know, if you're a new patron, these are the perks you get. You get to send, if you're a $5 and above patron, you get to send in these emails asking us about anything you want to know about, and we don't read them ahead of time, so you're getting our full, unadulterated, real responses to these questions. I think you start, brother man. Is that right? Shall we go?
Yeah, that sounds right. Sure.
Okay.
This one comes from Sean Loboa.
Hello.
Says, hey, Matt and John, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Hannibal franchise. You guys have mentioned Silence of the Lambs, but I don't think the other movies have ever come up in conversation. It's bullshit. I can think of a couple times. Are you fans of the franchise overall? Which movies do you like and don't like? And how about the TV series? Thanks, Sean Loboa.
Loboa.
Well, I know we're both big fans of Manhunter.
Yes, the original. Yes.
Yeah. So that's in the Hannibal series. I genuinely like Red Dragon, which is roughly the same movie.
Yep.
I like Manhunter better, but I enjoy Red Dragon quite a bit. And then after that, it gets murky until the TV show I like. What about you?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of, obviously, Silence of the Lambs, obviously the original Manhunters you mentioned. I enjoy Red Dragon because I like what Ralph Fiennes does with that. I like Edward Norton in it. Mary Louise Parker, when she gets to be in it, is great. Harvey Keitel. Should they have used some de-aging technology on his Hannibal because he did look older? Yes, sure, fine. But you let it have its license.
Yeah.
And Ratner, I think, and again, Ratner, one of these persona non grata type people in Hollywood now, I think did a nice job directing this one and making it work. Hannibal, I enjoy less, although the Gary Oldman stuff is interesting. When they go to Italy and all that I think that's just a little too much of the swaggering, and it's better when it's a more centralized, story, and that makes me more interested. Julianne Moore does not do. I don't think she's Clarice in my mind at all. I mean, replacing Jodie Foster in such an iconic performance is very, very difficult. She does it. She obviously is a good actress and great actress, really, in everything she does, but just doesn't 100%. And the cooking of the brain, it just felt like Thomas Harris was showing off a little bit about the kind of nuttiness that this guy would do. So it doesn't 100% work for me. And I never saw the series, so I can't speculate on that. Go ahead.
Genuinely really good.
Okay.
I don't even count Hannibal, really.
Well,
I don't. I never go back to why. I will never rewatch it again. I didn't enjoy it. Whereas Red Dragon, happy to. Manhunter, no problem. I actually might watch those more than Silence of the Lambs at this point. I've seen Silence of the Lambs more times, so I think it's just kind of I know that movie. It's nothing against it. The TV show, but we definitely have. I just don't know if it sparks as much overall curiosity from me because I didn't read the books. Whereas if I'd had those fascination with the books, I might be jonesing for even more in the series. Yeah. But I am open to reinterpretation of the character at any point. It's been successful now 2 different times, like wildly successful in the different medium of television and then in film itself. So you can continue to do this, no problem.
Yeah, it's such a uniquely charming character. And enough time will go by where someone else will be able to step in and take over the role and be just as great of a Hannibal as Anthony Hopkins is. And before Hopkins, remember, it was Brian Cox in the original Manhunter. He's just as chilling in different ways than Anthony Hopkins' interpretation. So we'll never run out of British actors. Certainly we'll never probably run out of older British actors who can play this Hannibal role. And certainly Mads Mikkelsen, of course, not British, but Mads Mikkelsen, as you said, and a number of people felt did a great job stepping in as Hannibal for that TV series. So I think it'll keep going. I wonder, because now they've got that CBS show, Clarice, which I haven't heard anything. I haven't seen, and I haven't heard anything about the ratings on that. So
I didn't even know it existed until you said that. I'm not
really?
Didn't even know it existed until you said that. I don't watch CBS. Like I have to stream everything. So I don't have a CBS app.
Oh, you don't have the CBS All Access app? Okay.
Yeah, no. Discovery isn't such a strong pull, and I can't think of anything else they have.
Oh, well, for me, it was because of the Champions League. That's where they show the matches. And since Liverpool is in the Champions League, I'm like, oh, why not? And plus Picard is on there.
I mean,
and Discovery's on there. So
yeah. I've somebody from Arsenal sent me a direct link, so I don't have to. I can just go. So I can follow my favorite team in the entire world as well.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
How they doing right now anyway?
Not too good, pal.
Yeah, it's all right though. There's always next year. Still the best name I've ever heard in all sports.
Spoken like Arsenal? A true American fan. There's always next year. I don't know. You're right. Arsenal's a great fucking name. Right now they're in 9th place with 46 points, 5 games left to play. Yeah.
The Bullets in discussion for my favorite NBA name.
Oh, right. Okay. I can accept that. That.
Sometimes the simplicity is just kind of perfect. But I understand you can't condone violence, especially with a bullet.
Yeah.
And DC becoming one of the murder capitals in the U.S. It just wasn't a good look.
True. Don't disagree with you. Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, I knew that about my team. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that about my team.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, guy.
No, I'm just testing you. That's fine.
I'm glad you called me out and got me on point for that one.
Yep. You're good, though. You're good. I'm going to keep you on your toes. I'm going to come over.
Yeah. They got to figure this out. I mean, that team has so much.
Tell me about it. I know. Fucking dude, you're preaching to the choir. I've been saying this shit for I don't even know how long. I wish it.
All right.
Yeah. We got to do something about our manager too.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Who is it again?
It's about to be somebody new is who it is, in my opinion. At least it should be.
Yes,
the white balance just went bananas on my laptop.
Oh, did it? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Whoa.
No, it's not on your end. It's on mine. Okay. Like, look at that. I have no idea why that just happened. Come on, refocus. It does it on its own. There we go.
There you go. Yeah. Maybe caught you lying about Arsenal. It's like, let me push the light on you.
Lying? How dare you? My frustration is just so palpable that it's hard for me to formulate
good point.
Cogent thoughts about my team. It's so frustrating. Anyway, thank you, Sean LaBua.
Thank you, Sean LaBua. All right, let's move on to Dale Barley. Dance up to, hey guys, coming at you with a sports question this time. Let's see here. If you could add / remove / change one rule in any sport, whether it be the product directly on the field / court or at the executive level of sport, what would it be? I think my change would be a hard cap in the NBA. If I have to go to ESPN's trade machine today on the day of the NBA trade deadline to try and see if a trade would work out financially, then maybe things have gotten a little too complicated. Interesting to hear your thoughts, Dale Barley. Yeah, what do you think, Matt? As the host of Dropping Dimes, what's your feeling on a hard cap in the NBA?
I don't think it'll ever happen. The repeater tax is supposed to be that hard cap. Well, they'll allow you, because you need some sort of flexibility. If you have a window of time and you got a championship and you want to re-sign all your young guys type of situation, you need to be able to bend the rules to do that, because otherwise only the big teams are going to be able to afford it because they can go into that repeater tax.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to have certain machinations. I know what you mean, because it can get confusing as shit at times. With any and all. Yeah. If you want to talk about hard cap, I'd say baseball needs some sort of salary cap of some fucking kind. Because it's just unduly weighted in certain individual or certain teams' favors. And that's why I stopped watching. It's like, it's not fair.
Right.
And the season is just too fucking long.
That's my thing.
At this point, it's just too long.
It's holding out, and I don't understand.
But it's dwindling, and they're
162 games, bro. We as a society have moved on from TV shows that are 25 episodes overall. They're no longer at a higher percentage number like they were in the past, because we want to get in and out. We want to get the information. There's so many demands on our time. Why do we care about watching a 162 game season?
Yeah.
Even the NBA season, in my opinion, is too long with 81 games or whatever. It's
82,
too long.
But
82.
This year, 72.
Right. Yeah. See, and 72 is working just fine. So,
well, some guys would say there have been more injuries, and technically that's not true. But baseball solidified their season length, when people used to stare at their radio as the only form of entertainment outside of talking or reading a book.
Yeah. Also, when they didn't have competition from the NFL or the NBA or the NHL or anything. Yeah.
So we need more. It makes more sense. Oh, we got games on all the time, every day for months on end.
Yeah.
Because it just fills a massive void and the pop culture and consumption and just the escapism. And now there's a sport for everything. So,
I don't even pay attention to baseball until after the All-Star break. And I don't pay attention to the NHL until the playoffs. So
I don't watch the NHL. I never have. And last year I didn't watch one playoff baseball game.
Wow.
Not one. It's the first time ever. Not one.
Wow.
Usually I watch the All-Star game and the championship series on each.
Right.
And this year I was like, I don't even know who is who. I don't care.
Right.
Yeah. But what rule change would you make?
Interesting question. I think I'd have to look at the football in general, right? The Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
This idea, I would be like, you always have to sign players away. And in European leagues, it's really kind of frowned upon to trade players. Like, it's really not something that's standard. And I would like to enact a rule change to allow that to be the norm, to make that to be the norm, that you can trade players. All right, you got Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm going to take Cristiano Ronaldo and I'll give you this. And you match up the salaries. It's frustrating that it has to be like, I'm not happy being here. Pay out my salary, or let me initiate a release clause, which really affects some of these clubs with the amount of money. They need that money coming back into their coffers for the investment they put in. So for me, this whole idea of all of that, I like to get rid of that and trade players. And if you can make it work financially, make it work financially. And I know some of you who are eagle eye followers of the sports league or the football leagues across the world, you can throw a player in. Of course you can, but it's not really the way you do things. So I'd rather have it so you can trade players mid-season. Like Pogba was having such issues at Manchester United. Could somebody had swept in, made the trade, got them off? Why do you have to buy them? I'd rather just trade them and give you some players, blah, blah, blah. So to me, that's more interesting. So I'd rather see that. I know some people might get mad, Americanization of the game or whatever, but
it makes sense.
I want to see that. Yeah. How much you're paying these guys, man.
Exactly. You've got this salary. I've got this salary. It fills a void for you. It's swapping. We already have too much of this, and that's what he does. And you have too much of that, and that's what we need. Type of, we both can help each other here. It makes sense. But if they have an ingrained system, it's tough to erode and completely break through that, especially when that's a very specific issue of player personnel.
Right.
And people then have an attachment to it, as opposed to, other like, a slight rule change here to eliminate this. I think I'd further define what a step back is.
Oh, in basketball?
To refine the gather rule, because it's to a point where a lot of what you see is just traveling on a jump.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
It doesn't drive me nuts on a drive, because technically by letter of the law, that first step by and large usually is a gather step. There are times when, boy, you could make a case that it took 4 steps.
Right.
But it's much rarer. Whereas when you have gone sedentary and then for like a half second to a second and then you jump, I'm sorry, that's a fucking travel.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And that does not get called. And when people, it bothers me to watch, and it also bothers me to have to defend to people that don't like the NBA as much. And they're like, what about that's a fucking travel? And you're like, you're right. I wish it wasn't in the game. I think it degrades the overall, because it gives the offensive player just too much of an advantage. It's like when Fred Hoiberg was complaining about Isaiah Thomas when we played the Celtics, and you're like, he's great, but he can carry the ball whenever he wants to. When you go back and watch him, be like, he took 6 steps before he put the ball back down there. Now he has short little legs compared to everybody else, so he didn't cover as much ground, so it doesn't look as egregious. Be like, that's a fucking travel.
Or LeBron's gotten away with so many travels in his entire career. You've seen that, the 4-step drive to the basket. I get that you kind of, I get that you kind of push that aside, but it's, very real.
It's when guys basically build it into their game plan. That's when it bothers me. Or the Trae Young, he wraps around a screen at the elbow and then he waits for the defender to catch up and knows he's on his hip and then jumps to take a jump shot and he gets a foul call every time.
Right.
And you're like, that's not basketball. That's you existing in a fucking gray area, gaming it, and that's not fun.
Yeah.
I would legislate that out. You're like, call it the Trae Young rule. You can't do that shit anymore.
Yep. Oh yeah, absolutely. I think with the football side, I think VAR. I think not getting rid of VAR, but being a little more clear about VAR. If your hand is ahead of the foot, that should not be a fucking offsides. It drives me nuts. It should be if your feet are ahead or the large part of your body, like if your body and your head are ahead of then that's offsides. But if the feet are behind the person who is passing you the ball or whatever it is, or you're behind the last defender rather, then I think you're still on side. This idea of how your arm or your finger or your elbow can go ahead of the defender is fucking ridiculous in my opinion. So it's that kind of VAR that you're like, what is this nonsense? So that's the one thing I would absolutely get out of the game. Keep VAR. Just make it very clear that it doesn't matter if a piece of their body is ahead of the player or the last defender, as long as their feet are not ahead of the last defender. That's the difference, So I don't know. It just seems ridiculous to me.
Yeah, but then you get people complaining that, so his entire body can be leaned in that direction, but his toes have if he's running so fast that he's pitched forward and be like, well, he's clearly got momentum on the guy. And then now you got to make a sub rule. I know what you mean though, because when it's ticky tack and it gets called, you're like, that's not the spirit of why that exists.
It didn't help them score the goal. It didn't help them get into a position to get the goal.
I know, but then it gets into it's on all or nothing because now you're arbitrarily favoring one team over another. So if you're the team that's getting screwed in that moment, you're like, okay, well, we better get the next one.
Yeah, right.
And if you don't, then you have a fair complaint. Yeah, so you got to be all or nothing. I hate that shit though. It's like, come on, we're all so obvious here. Yeah. Even when it's against my team, I'm like, I agree. You're fine. Like, it made no difference. My dude was still going to get that touchdown scored on him regardless.
Right.
That made no difference to how fucked up that play was.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want a salary cap because I like the trade machine. I enjoy playing around the trade machine.
Yeah, I do. And there's enough of perhaps make the luxury tax even more punitive on the repeater.
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, exactly. But see, with this next fucking deal coming in, I don't even know if teams will care about that. Yeah,
true. Very true. All right. Yeah, we're moving into the haves and the have-nots even more so now as sports becomes bigger and bigger. And as money becomes, more and more threatened, you'll see the teams that have the money try to put themselves in better positions overall, like they always do. It doesn't end.
But it's going to get to the point where to the next projected NBA contract, because the NFL's was $100 billion.
Yeah.
NBA's is supposed to be roughly 3 times what it is now. So how you're going to lose the motivation for all these young guys?
Probably. Yeah.
They're going to be making $25 million a year one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just so in the 90s. Yeah, exactly. You're going to get into the problem of the 90s and well, then how do we stop this kid from fucking around?
Yeah.
Because by the end of his rookie contract, he's already made over $100 million. So is the motivation of being able to sign the Supermax after that any different than going to another team? No. It's like, so the money's going to get, and then the people that don't like the fact that there's that much money, I agree. Yeah. But if it's going to go to anybody, might as well go to the players. They're the ones out there doing the job.
True. Night in, night out.
Yeah. But I know the inequalities of the world, but this isn't where the problem begins nor ends. So
true.
It's just an easy one to spot.
Right. Okay. Should we go to the next one? We got a few more minutes.
Yeah. So this comes from good old Machine Gun Lemke.
Oh.
It says, hey guys, hope everyone's moving up in the vaccination list. I just got my second shot and now am immortal, which is nice. I've got a 2-pronged question, though I can send 6 emails to ask if you prefer. Part 1. What are some of your favorite uses of song and film? Secondly, what is your favorite from the Best Original Song Oscar winners? Eternally Grateful. Lemke. So favorite uses of songs and then Best Original Song Oscar winner. I'd have to look up the Oscar list. I can do that now and read it to you if you want.
Sure, if you want to, yeah. There's a lot of them, man.
There are. Okay, Academy Awards for original songs. I just have it by year.
Yeah.
And they have a highlight of who won. All right, so I'll start in 2019. I'm Gonna Love Me Again from Rocket Man.
Nope.
Shallow, A Star Is Born.
Nope.
Oh, really? I still think it's fair. Remember Me from Coco.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song, but it doesn't mess with me the way the other one did. There's another song in that movie that I love more than Remember Me.
What you get to
yeah, I'm looking as
My
well.
Cortisone.
Skyfall, I think. I like Skyfall.
Yeah, I like that and Writings on the Wall. From Spectre.
Writings on the Wall is damn good. Yeah.
City of Stars, fine. Glory, fine. Glory from Selma. Let It Go.
Falling Slowly from Once. That's good. It's hard out here. Fuck. Lose Yourself is probably the greatest one, isn't it? The 8 Mile.
It's in the discussion.
Right. I feel like.
Yeah, you have to almost go back. Because a lot of them are like I don't listen to outside of, whereas Lose Yourself, that's eternal.
Streets of Philadelphia. I like that. Whole New World. Those are good songs.
Yeah, it's a good song. Beauty and the Beast is a good song.
Oh shit, Take My Breath Away from Top Gun. Fuck. Yes.
Nah, get the hell out of here with that.
Flashdance. Up Where We Belong. That's good stuff.
Do you listen to it though? I don't anymore.
Me? Up Where We Belong? Fuck, it's one of my karaoke staples. I love it.
Oh, never. I couldn't tell you the last time I heard it.
Oh my God, you're insane.
It's fine. It's basically Air Supply. It's
how dare you? How fucking
it's adult contemporary.
That's Joe Cocker you're talking about, sir.
I know, but it's not Joe Cocker. You know what I mean? When you think of Joe Cocker, you do not think of that song first.
You know what's irony? Like if you look at the 70s, it's true. You don't. You're right. You don't. If you look at the 70s, we had some great fucking music in the 70s. And looking throughout the ones that won best song, it's really only maybe Shaft is the best one of them all, and by miles. The other ones are like pretty forgettable.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that for a lot of, like, yes. If you go through and I'm looking at every year's in the 70s, like all the other choices, and you're like, they're all fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even starting in the 80s, be like, okay, Rocky 3, Eye of the Tiger. That lost to Up Where We Belong. That is a better song.
How dare you?
It is pure cheese, but it is it's exactly what that moment needed. Who is the band? Stallone wanted to get somebody else, but they were too expensive or they wouldn't agree to it, whatever song he wanted. So he contacted
Survivor?
Survivor. I was about to say Foreigner, but it's not Foreigner. They contacted Survivor, and Survivor, they just said, "Do you want to write a song for Rocky 3?" And they're like, "Yeah." There's no hesitation. And they wrote Eye of the Tiger for it. But I can't remember. It was another bigger band, and they didn't want to give the rights to it for Rocky 3.
Maybe Van Halen or something.
Yeah. So they kind of, it's not quite the Ray Parker Jr. The producers got nixed from Huey Lewis. Then he just made his own version of a Huey Lewis song. It's not that, but it's the vibe. It's the same type of vibe. It's the same type of band in essence.
I'd like to explore 1983, how Yentl had 2 songs nominated. Was there such a dearth of music?
Apparently so.
And Flashdance had 2 separate songs nominated, for God's sakes. So
yeah,
craziness.
Slow year.
I guess so. I would argue, Eye of the Tiger. Yeah, okay, fine. Yes, better than Up Where We Belong, sure. It might even be better than Up Where We Belong, which is a great fucking song. The Tootsie song, that's a great Stephen Bishop song.
Let's see, now 84. I just called to say I love you is pretty unassailable, but let's hear it for the boy. Great song.
Footloose, great song.
Yeah, Footloose. Although I'll take it. If I got to make a choice between those 2 Footloose songs, let's hear it for the boy. That's what I take.
Okay, all right.
Ghostbusters, another good song.
Great song. Against All Odds. That's a fucking great Phil Collins song.
It is. It's a great song.
I would actually.
That's a Murderer's Row year.
I would take all 4 of those over. I just called to say I love you, even though I think it's a great song. It's not Stevie's best, for fuck's sakes. It's
but at least it's closer to Stevie than Joe Cocker and Up Where We Belong. You know what I mean? That's not. it's close to what Stevie already kind of does.
How dare you? You're insane. I just called to say I love you has nothing to do with superstition, not or living for the city. It has nothing to do with those.
But if you look at
this
the
is him
context
getting
of where,
older,
yeah, if
getting cheesy.
The music that Stevie was putting out at that time sounded very much like I just called to say I love you.
Yeah, it was so Joe Cocker in the 80s, same thing.
I don't know.
The nighttime.
Maybe I only listened to the younger Joe Cocker.
Yeah, that's the best Joe Cocker. I don't disagree with you there, brother.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying. So then when I heard that song and people were like, that's Joe Cocker, I kind of knew.
Yeah. But you were like, what the fuck?
By the time I heard it, I mean, I was I'm super young when it came out.
This could be a fun top 10 list for us to do like a decade. Which song should have won or did the right song win? We look at these 10 songs. Because I'm look at 1985, right? How is Power of Love not the choice over Say You, Say Me? Now, don't get me wrong. That's a good song, but it's not certainly the best Lionel Richie's ever done. And even Separate Lives is a better fucking song than Say You, Say Me.
Yeah, but they're both kind of perfect for what they are. I'm not, if you want to take Power of Love over Say You, Say Me, but I still like Say You, Say Me. I still think it works.
Right. Okay. All right. Would you
Glory
take
of Love? Yeah, 86 Glory of Love. Yeah, somewhere out there, I would take My Breath Away.
Wow, I would not do that. I could argue Glory of Love over Take My Breath Away, but I'd have a hard time doing that.
I might even take Life at a Looking Glass over something like that.
I don't even know that song, so go ahead. You can take it.
You do. You've heard it.
I know Mean Green Mother from Outer Space. I love that song from Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, it's a good one. I think I might take all four of those over Take My Breath Away. See, 87.
Can you? I think you can have a debate between Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now and I've Had the Time of My Life. There are fervent defenders of that Mannequin song over that Dirty Dancing song. I guarantee you there are.
Well, you got Jefferson Starship at this point crushing it.
Yeah.
The thing is, I've Had the Time of My Life is very specific. Like I got to be in the right mood for I've Had the Time of My Life. It's a great song.
Right. Yes.
Whereas Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now, it's kind of universal. It fits in a lot more situations.
You can hear it anytime.
Yeah. I can hear that as sports, in a stadium, just blaring out of nowhere. Nothing in a baseball game, easily, because they got fucking 5 hours to kill. So that's the other thing. The games are too long. They average 3 to 4 hours is the average game length. Like that's too long.
I don't disagree with you, pal. I don't disagree with you.
And I mean, it's not cricket, but anyway.
Look at 1990, man. How does Blaze of Glory lose to Sooner or Later? Give me a fucking break. That's not even a current song. That was just Madonna's, I think, interpretation of an old Stephen Sondheim song from another musical, I think. And Blaze of Glory is a fucking great song.
Oh, it is. Yeah, still though, I think the Academy at that point wasn't as open to giving it to a band or a pre-existing group as, even though it's Madonna.
Yeah.
But it's a singer song. They're happy to do it. Whereas now a band could win, I think.
Plus Warren Beatty. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say with the, was it Hustle and Flow?
Oh, yeah.
What are their names? Yeah, the joke being the 3-6 Mafia has won an Oscar and Martin Scorsese hasn't.
Yeah, at the time,
Yeah, but they were, by that point, 9-10 years later, they were okay with, at this point, I agree with you. Blaze of Glory is a billion times better.
It's a stellar song, man.
It's a classic.
What about 91? Beauty and the Beast? I wouldn't take Beauty and the Beast. I think Be Our Guest is a better fucking song.
So do I. And Everything I Do It For You.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Everything I Do it for you. I would take that over Beauty and the Beast. Yeah. Ooh,
92 is a good year.
Would you take Friend Like Me over Whole New World? You can make a case.
I enjoy it more, but I also like I Have Nothing and Run to You from Bodyguard.
That's all you, Bo.
Dude, Whitney's got just a classic voice, so I can listen to Whitney.
That's true. Whitney's untouchable. You're right about that.
I've done it numerous times. I go on YouTube and I find her on Old Letterman singing like when he first meets her and he's blown away by how talented she is. I've watched that interview like 3-4 times, but then other stuff I've Dude, I want to dance with somebody too. With somebody who loves me.
I agree.
Oh,
that's untouchable. I agree with you.
That you got. If you got a great voice, I am a big fan. I don't care who you are.
Yeah. Can you feel the love tonight?
Anyway, I think we can do this time memorial 1942's. Can you believe this? The Green Shepherd. Look at this song. This one.
All right, we're at 30 minutes. We should wrap up. Thank you so much for that last question, Lemke. I'm going to Lemke. Yeah, so good stuff. Favorite use of a song in a film? I don't know.
It's little. I didn't think about it.
It's too many. Little Green Bag in Reservoir recently. Yep. I love that song. I also think when Matt the Pulp Fiction, the Dale Varley. No. That's a great. Hey, so good. So good. All right. Well, thank you everybody for sending in your questions. Please keep sending in your questions, your thoughts, your comments. We'd love to read them and talk about them on the show. And as you just saw, it can send us into a tangent and random conversations off of the questions. So you get to feel some ownership of that. And that's a great thing as patrons of the Top 10.
Darn tootin'. So head over to patreon.com/the top 10 with the number 10 and join us over there. And you can follow me anywhere at Matt Nost.
And you can follow me at The Roca Says, and we'll talk to you next time with another brand new episode of Topic
Thunder.